Hi guys, welcome to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. Please, if you are new to this channel, please push that subscribe button. We do everything City, past and present here on these little vlogs, so I do try and inform and entertain, and there's some links on screen as well for Facebook and Twitter where I do post loads of City stuff. So if you follow a friend me on there, I do check every few days and follow and friend everyone back. And if you do get a chance, please have a check out my film and TV channel as well, which I try and inform and entertain on there, and all the latest films and TV drama here in the UK and from around the world. So if you can check that out, that will be fantastic. Anyway, hope you enjoy today's feature. Hi, welcome to the match report of Manchester City 5, Norwich City 0. Yes, Saturday the 21st of August, a 3 o'clock kickoff. We might see a few of those this week. I'm just recording this about an hour after getting home from the game. My voice is always a little bit hoarse after watching a match and shouting, getting behind the boys. Atmosphere was okay today, wasn't too bad. The new rail seats look pretty good right along the bottom of the south stand there. And yeah, it was okay. I mean, the Norwich fans weren't very loud or noisy, but overall, I thought the atmosphere was fine today anyway. So there we go. It's Pep versus Fark, wasn't it? But a bit of a Fark up, wasn't it, really, for Norwich today? City lineup, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I got 6 right. 6, that's absolutely pathetic. I think Pep we'll have a word on Pep later with this team, but yeah, so I know we had a couple of forced changes, but yeah, he did mix it up a little bit. We started with Edison, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Gundogan, Rodrick, Bernardo, Grealish, Jesus and Torres. And the subs, Stefan, Aki, Zinchenko, Mendy, Fernand, Mahrez, Doyle and Palmer. I think that's it. I might have missed one there, but forgive me. I say I'm doing this an hour after coming home, so I might have missed something there. But only six right. I'm sorry, that's pretty poor from me. But my apologies. But we'll get into it as the season carries on. As for Norwich, yeah, I got 8 correct. I was quite happy with that because I did take a chance on a couple of changes from the Liverpool game. I thought Krull might be dropped, and I thought Angus Gunn might come in goal, but always worth taking a chance. But I got 8 right anyway. I mean, their starting 11 was Krull, Aarons, Hanlick, Gibson, Giannoulis, Lees Malou, Gilmore, Rupp, Cantwell, Puckett and Rashika. Yeah, so as I said, that's sort of, say there was a couple of others that I put Zimmerman in, for instance, and even though he didn't play last week, but more or less that was the team that played Liverpool, wasn't it? But I thought I'd take a chance. But hey, what does Fark know, or what do I know? Who cares? Yeah, in charge, of course, was Graham Scott. We'll have a quick word about him later. Assistants Harry Leonard and Simon Long. His linos, 4th official Peter Bonks. VAR Jonathan Moss. Assistant VAR Timothy Wood. Yeah, so that's sorted. Match report, very briefly. Yeah, we went in at half-time, 2 goals to the good, didn't we? Although they weren't exactly classics, let's be honest about it. A Krull on goal. I've not had a chance to re-watch the highlights yet, so I can obviously had a good view of it, but a very weird goal. On 7 minutes, wasn't it? And of course, the Grealish effort, I don't think he knew too much about it, did he, on 22 minutes? But of course, the gulfing class between the two teams was obvious there to see. I mean, the main consistency with those 2 goals, of course, was a lively Gabby Jesus supplying the crosses that led to the goal. So that was fantastic. As I say, get him in the danger area, get players in the box. You've got a chance, haven't you? Torres was a little bit unfortunate. He took it really well. I mean, he didn't mess about. He just bit Sergio-esque, I think, just hit it as quick as he could, and obviously the goal, he didn't have time to even think about it when he scored, but apparently it was a little trip beforehand, although we saw those all game being allowed to pass by, but obviously as soon as VAR got involved and Mr. Moss and he went to his old monitor, I knew the game was up on that one, but yeah, so unfortunate for Torres, because it would have been good for him to score that goal. Yeah, in the second half, we sort of continued, didn't we, where we left off. Laporte got his name on the sheet. There's a great thing on 64 minutes. And again, Jesus set up a simple goal for Sterling on 71. He'd come on a substitute. And even for the other sub, Mahrez, even chance for him to add a 5th on 84 minutes as well. And let's face it, Norwich hardly laid a glove on City, did they? Let's be honest about it, managing just 1 shot, I think, in the whole game. And they pretty much do look a bit in trouble already, don't they? I'm not going to say they look doomed already. That's far too early with 36 games to go. But yeah, it's going to be. I did, you know, when you looked at the start of the season, you thought, well, after 10 games, if they've not, if they've not got a few points in the bag, they might be struggling a little bit. And I say it's not an easy start, but again, we'll have a quick chat about them later. So there you go. The goals was Krull, an own goal, Grealish, Laporte, Sterling, Mahrez. Who put the ball in the Norwich net? Half that. Well, not quite half, but there you go. Assists, of course. Jesus got 2 assists and Diaz got an assist, so that was nice to see. And Mr. Gundogan was booked, but a bit more on that in a second when we do the player ratings. Yeah, the player ratings, Stuart Brennan's doing the evening news ones. He's been very kind. I've been quite kind today. I was quite impressed. My starting score 7, so if anyone didn't quite hit the mark, they'll get less than a 7. I can tell you now, there's nobody got less than a 7 today. And obviously, depending how well they play, they get more than a 7, obviously. Right, on to Edison. Stuart Brennan. A couple of long-range passes and a defensive header, but no saves to make. So Stuart's given him a 7. I'm going to have to give him a 7. I can't give him any more. I can't give him any less, can I? He did what was needed. I got a good view of that sort of header he did in the second half. But, yeah, he didn't look the classy. He's obviously not a natural centre-forward, is he? But it hit our man, and that's all he had to do. So, yeah, I'll give him a 7. Stuart, give him a 7. Kyle Walker, Stuart says, great pass inside the fullback to create the second goal. It was, but he's still feeling his way back. Yeah, I mean, he's given an 8, so yeah, I can't argue with that. I think Kyle Walker was excellent considering his lack of game time, and he just, you know, he's one of the guys at the end of the game comes over and applauds the fans. Not many other City players do that. Obviously, Edison does because he has to pick his stuff up from behind the goal. But yeah, Walker makes a special effort to come across and clap the fans, which is fantastic. None of the other City players do it, but there you go. There you go. He's worth an 8, isn't he? Just for that. So Stuart give him an 8, I give him an 8. Ruben Diaz, a couple of solid one-on-one battle victories on a day when he was never going to be stretched. It's absolutely, so I think he's worth a bit more than 7, Stuart. Stuart's giving him a 7, I'm giving him a 7.5. I thought alongside Laporte, it was as though he's playing alongside Stones, wasn't he? Just a good solid game, and I think I'm going to give him half a point just because I did see him make 2 or 3 nice little blocks. So there you go. Merrick Laporte, a couple of reminders of why he was City's best defender not so long ago, absolutely, and poached a goal. And so Stuart's giving him a 7. Yeah, I'll give him an 8. So it's got to be worth an extra point, hasn't he, over above my basic? Because some great play at the back, especially in that second half. I think him and Cancelo sorted out Cantwell. I thought he was through on goal, but obviously he must be quite slow, Cantwell, because I don't think Laporte and Cancelo are the quickest players, but they caught back up with him and took the ball off him. So yeah, he had some good play at the back, and he's poached a goal. So what's not worth an 8 out of 10? So I've given M.E.N an 8 out of 10. Of course, quite hoarse today, singing his song as well, because obviously we sung that quite a bit. Although it's funny. The funny thing with City fans and songs, we have quite a fast pace to them, and they don't seem to work. You know, they don't seem to. You know, it's hard to get them going in a number of people doing it because it sort of lacks a bit of rhythm. Let's say a little bit of rhythm to them. But there you go. Of course. João Cancelo, vast improvement, said Stuart, on the wobbling Mendy, and a good support out for Grealish. Yeah, again, Stuart's given a 7. I'm giving a 7.5. I thought he did a lot better this week. He still can't hit a barn door, unfortunately, but he did some good work alongside Grealish and was really helpful. I was quite impressed. Certainly, I've not been overly impressed with Cancelo the last couple of games, but he did all right today, so I'll give him 7.5. Stuart, give him a 7. Rodri, Stuart says, gave City control throughout as well as adding a much needed physicality to central areas and set pieces. Yeah, I mean, against Norwich, he's not going to be tested, is he? And he looked okay. Stuart's given him a 7. I've got to give him a 7. Yeah, there's nothing hard. I mean, he's sometimes a bit like the wall, isn't he? You pass to him, he'll pass back to another defender or something like that. But yeah, I'd be churlish not to give him at least a 7, and Stuart did as well. Ilkay does what Gundogan does best, quietly got on with the job of dissecting the opposition. Stuart's given him an 8 again. I was watching, I watch Gundogan quite closely because I always think I'm a bit unfair on him. But again, I don't think he was great today. I'm going to give him a 7, but I certainly don't think he deserves an 8. I thought it was sort of one of our weakest performances, although he was okay, don't get me wrong, when he didn't have much to contend with. But again, I did sort of pick out Gundogan while I was watching the game, obviously from my position in the stand, where he made 2 or 3, they didn't do 2 or 3 things right, but There you go. I'll give him a steady 7, but Stuart was kind of giving him an 8. I think Stuart likes him, to be honest with you. Jack Grealish knew very little about his first City goal. He didn't, but was a constant threat, that said Stuart, down the left and deserves to be on the sheet. Yeah, so Stuart's giving him an 8. Yeah, I can't argue with that. I've got to give him an 8. I thought he scored. All right, he didn't know too much about it, but, you know, as long as it goes in off some part of your body, it doesn't matter, does it? And he was a bit of a nuisance, and he worried Norwich to death. And, you know, you can see 3 or 4 men sort of converging on him when he gets the ball. That's only got to be good, hasn't it? That's only going to give us space around the box, so that's fantastic. So yeah, I'll give him an 8, and Stuart give him an 8. Ferran Torres unlucky to see his goal choked out. He was. Had led the line well, creating space for others. Yeah, so Stuart's given a 7. Yeah, I can only give him a 7. So if he scored, if that goal had stood, I might give him 7.5 or 8. But yeah, he was busy. He was busy without being overly outstanding. But he did what he had to do, and that's all that matters. Gabby Jesus created 3 or 4 goals with sharp crosses from the right. 3 of the 4 goals with sharp crosses from right. I saw a 4th assist ruled out by VAR. So he's given him a 9. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. I think 9 is fair enough. All right, it's Norwich, but that is one of... Gabby does this, doesn't he? He has one of those... he throws in these games where he looks... world class. Let's be honest about it. He looks world class, and he looks Brazilian. He looks world class, and today was another one of those. Okay, it's Norwich. Let's see how he does next week. But you can only score him on what he did today, can't we? So Stuart give him a 9. I give him a 9. As far as the subs, Sterling came on in the 61st minute. Yeah, so I'm going to mark him. He was on for half an hour with injury time. So Stuart's giving him a 7. Back in the right place at the right time, says Stuart. Yeah, 7 out of 10. I'm going to give him 7.5. I thought it's got to be worth half a point for a goal, hasn't it? Even though he's only on for half an hour. Cole Palmer for Gundogan. Stuart's not marked him. I haven't marked him either, but he didn't do anything wrong. He had a couple of nice little runs from what I could see. And Riyad Mahrez, I wouldn't normally mark him, but he came on for Grealish on 74. Stuart's not giving him a mark, but you know, I'm going to give him 7.5. I'm going to give him 0.5 for the goal. So, as I say, I don't usually score, but I will do it. If subs come on and score, not even if they're on for 5 minutes, I'm going to give them something. I'm going to give them half a point extra at least on top of the standard score. So there you go. And of course, if you look back at those scores and think of them scores, please let me know yours. But please let me know what you think as well, if you agree. Just let me know about Gundogan as well. Am I missing something? As I say, I didn't think he particularly played that well today. I mean, considering they all played okay, I just don't think he was anything outstanding today. I might be wrong. Let me know anyway what your player ratings are. Yeah, man of the match, it's got to be Gabby, hasn't it? I thought Gabby was absolutely fantastic. I've just had to look at a couple of match reports. I think most people are thinking Gabby Jesus for man of the match. Ref watch, yeah, I thought Graham Scott was very, very poor. I mean, I know they're supposed to be letting things go, aren't they? But why did he book Gundogan? I mean, he got the ball. I don't think it was particularly dirty. So, I mean, I don't understand why he was the only player he booked. I mean, I did say on my odds thing that I thought there'd be less than 2.5 cards, which there was. There's only Gundogan booked today because they've been very, very lenient. But I'm sorry, I saw worse tackles by Norwich players, and he just waved them away. We got a free kick, and he carried on regardless. But he didn't book anyone. So, no, I wasn't impressed with Graham Scott. I think he was looking to do us basically. I think we've made more fouls in Norwich on the stats. So I just thought he gave them too much compared to us. I thought it was very kind to Norwich, and I think there's no reason why he should have booked Gundogan. I don't think I say from my angle it didn't look that bad. So he got the ball, he might have gone round, or it certainly didn't go through the player. I don't think so. Yeah, so I wasn't impressed with Graham Scott. I'm not going to mark him because I won't mark the referees, but I thought it was pretty rubbish, to be honest with you. So there you go. I won't mention VAR. I mean, obviously they told him to look at the monitor for that, the goal that was disallowed, so that's fair enough. That's what it's there for, isn't it, to let the referee make another decision, but there you go. As I said, please let me know your ratings. So there you go, our overall record now at home to the Canaries, the various places we've played them. Played 31, we've now won 22, drawn 6 and lost just 3, so that's not too bad, is it? So how about Norwich? What are they going to do? Well, I just had a quick re-look at my predictions there. They've had a few ins and outs, so there's some other players perhaps need time to bed in, like Gibson and stuff like this, but yes, it's, as I said, 36 games left. They've got Leicester City up. They're not going to get anything at Leicester. I'd put it this way, if they get a point or 3 points against Leicester City, that'll be good for them. But I can see him after half a dozen, 10 games. I can see him being bottom of the table, and it's confidence level as well. Not just the fact that all right, they might have played some big teams and got beaten by some big teams, but it's a confidence thing, and I just can't believe my prediction was relegation. I just can't envisage that it's going to be any better than that based on this. Only one match. It's only one match. You never know. They might turn things around and start doing wonders. Because on paper, anyway, I mean the forward line isn't too bad with obviously Campbell and Pookie especially. I've been quite impressed with Campbell. I don't think he did very well today, mind you, but yeah. So it's going to be a long season, but I saw nothing to actually say, right, they're not going to get relegated. But we'll see, won't we? Say a long time, 36 games left. But what's that, 72, 108 points to play for yet, Norwich. So you've got plenty of time, haven't you? As far as City, yeah, I mean, obviously we couldn't have asked for a better game to follow up the debacle at Tottenham, could we really? This is what we needed. And Pep sort of changed things about. I mean, he was forced to on certain players, obviously, because of injuries with KDB, etc. Stone's injured as well. I believe he may have been something, but yeah, he did all right. I was surprised he sort of dropped players like Mahrez. I thought he'd be playing. I thought Sterling might be given another chance. So it's nice to see he actually put them on the bench and was willing to go with that. I'm glad he went with Gabby. That was very important. He went with Gabby. That does. He's very much a confidence player, isn't he? I think Jesus, and I think that would have done him the world of good. But I was quite happy because he messed around with it, Pep. He didn't, he actually looked at it and said, right, this is Norwich, this is how we're going to play. And Norwich couldn't really cope with us. It always looked inevitable that it was going to be a City win. And certainly as we went 1-0 up and then 2-0 up, it was more or less game over. So yeah, I thought Pep did very, very well. Obviously, it'd be interesting now for next week, won't it? Whether he'll stick to that starting 11. I don't think he will. I think there'll be probably 4 or 5 changes, I think, starting against Arsenal. Of course, we'll have a look at that next week, won't we? But yeah, it'll be interesting. With the visit of Arsenal. Let's see. That'll be a more, hopefully, not exciting game. It was exciting enough today, considering. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game next week, and hopefully we can do the business. And so that just takes us really to what's coming up next week. Obviously, I've got me 3 things. I've got the Arsenal preview. Of course, we'll have the History Boys feature, featuring a City versus Arsenal game back in time. And of course, the Odds Show, where we have a look at all the value odds. I don't condone gambling anyway. We'll have that. And obviously, there will be a look at this thing. Yeah, yes, we have it. There we go, the programme. At last, I had a look at them. I'm not had a proper read of it, but yeah, 84 pages. So we're going to have a little special on this. And obviously it'll be a little bit different to the match day programme, which where I look at away programmes. Obviously there'll be a different way of looking at these. I'll be looking for like good articles or things in it that are quite different. So it won't be exactly the same, but we'll treat this very first one as though it is a match day programme watch. So join me for that. That'll be out in the next few days. So keep your eyes out for that. And yeah, they've got quizzes in it. Quizzes, yeah, word searches. Oh, fantastic! This is what we want to see. I'm not going to say it's that. I'm not going to say it's wonderful, but it was nice to see quizzes in it, which we've not had certainly for a little while, I don't think. Anyway, but yeah, interesting. It was interesting, but you'll tune in for more on that anyway. And of course, there may be 1 or 2 other history vlogs coming out this week as well. Anyway, let me know in your comments what you thought of today, etc. Just give us a shout and say I didn't see anyone, and we sort of obviously no one made themselves known to me anyway. So as I say, if you ever do see me around the grounds, just come and say hello. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Anyway, thanks for watching today. What we're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. So we meet here again on the Citizen channel. Or perhaps have a flick across, have a look at my film and TV channel. I'll try and inform and entertain on there as well. Have a look on there if you want to just have a little break from football. That'll be fantastic. I only ever ask one thing until we meet again. All I ever ask is please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.